Hey everybody, just thought I'd throw out a little update today. Projects I've been working on and some cars I've been working on for some upcoming races. The last week or so I've had some company come in from Florida, spend some time with me, so I hadn't really had a chance to do a whole lot up in the barn with the track. So in the evenings I've been working just a little bit on my entries, and thought I'd start off first with some of the entries here that I didn't end up using for the Igloo Proving Grounds race. I just had a terrible time figuring out something that I thought would run on those four trails. I changed my mind 100 times, but I ended up these couple of cars here, they just didn't make the cut. This is a Deperneuse with replaced wheels, the smaller ones, but I was afraid that the chassis was too low and it would not have enough ground clearance, considering even for the smaller light trail, considering that the wheels are originally this size. I thought I'd try it with the smaller ones, but I was just afraid of it. This little guy here, he ended up being just a little too low for the jump. I thought he would be a good jumper, nice and low, but I was afraid that he was too low, and I just didn't have the time to mess with him. But he may be a good candidate for another race, so I'm keeping him in the pile. This Ford, again, this was another attempt for the jump, since I thought the wide low platform might be usable, but such a low car, I decided not to continue on with that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. And then this is just another Deperneuse, and it's a great truck. Got built-in suspension. It's a single point attachment, but it has a very low chassis, as it shows as a lifted truck. So I'm going to keep them in play, but I'm just not going to continue on with them for this bit of time. They're good cars, though. I like them. I'm just not ready to continue to work on them. So I've been spending time getting ready for let's see, what's it called? It's called a Group B rally, and I chose the BMW M1. So I really like this car. I found a couple of them on eBay and got them for what I considered a reasonable price, even though the shipping gotten out of hand. But again, another single point attachment with a bit of extra cast in weight in the back, so it's very well balanced, and it's very low, and it's I think it's going to be a good car, and it has a few paint schemes that are quite nice. So anyways, I went ahead and made one. This is my second one. I've got a third one coming. Hopefully he'll be okay. The only issue that I've had is that when I removed the wheels end up being considerably longer than the wheel axle, considerably longer than the current Hot Wheels axles. So it's going to require a set of new wheels and axles that are tubed to get them to the right distance, to make sure we have enough ground clearance there, or enough chassis clearance, I should say. So ended up being more work than I was hoping, but I'll get to it, and this will be a car of choice for, actually, I think I'm going to probably send one to the Gravity Falls race as well as the Group B race. So it's a 1982 BMW M1. And the part that I thought was great about it is not only is it a good looking casting, but if you're a product of, or you grew up and lived through the 80s, you'll know that there was tons of cars that had louvers. So this one has a louver attached, has louvers attached to the back side of it. The racing version, the louvers are removed in the 1-to-1 scale racing version. So I may do away with the louvers and just fill it with a piece of styrene like and make it look more like the original. So I've gotten this one as my second one, and getting it ready to take it up to the barn and wire brush it and clean it up and get it ready for priming and painting. So I've got one that I've gotten almost completed here. I'm to the stage where I need to tube the axles, but I think this was my attempt at a custom design. It kind of looks a little like the one that I was modeling, which is an 82 BMW M1 Pro car. It had spiral circles. I just went ahead and made just some squiggles, but you'll see that it does have the louvers I covered over, and I added a spoiler on the back here from a sand burner, and just went ahead and painted it. So now I'm ready to tube the axles. It's got my great niece's name on it, and I really like this car. I think it's come out really nice, and as soon as I get the wheels on it, I'll post it up on Red Lane Derby. But anyways, there's that, getting ready to be done. My new favorite car. Every car is my new favorite car. Anyways, so I'm still stuck in sand burner land. I just picked up a couple more because, well, one is not nearly enough. And I really like them. I think as a vehicle, there's lots of pieces here that you can harvest. I love these tires for the truck style, and the stuff like over at GTR. Those are great wheels. Even the ones that don't have the wider tires have decent wheels with a little bit of a tread on them. So I kind of like that. So I've been working on those bits, and I've got a couple of them that I've been working on. This one I went ahead and ground like I do, like the backs removed and the wheel wells removed. But this one I ground off the upper section compared to this one. I ground off these, I don't know, they're supposed to be tire rack something. I haven't filled in the hole on this one. I'm going to leave this one because I'm anticipating GTR to have a kind of four-wheeler tournament with a bunch of weapons stuck on it. So I'm thinking that's going to make a nice gun turret, and I'll make a gun for that, and that'll be my entry. I got another one that I've sanded off everything on the top, and I like the way that looks. I even sanded off the nubs, and I filled the hole. So this is nice low profile. So I'm going to play around with it and stick it on the chassis. The chassis that I've been making for this have styrene filler for the wheel wells and a composite front nose piece. So when you put it together, there's no see-through bits through the center, and the front end looks finished and smooth, and the back side has a nice finish, and it makes it look, in my mind, pretty realistic. So anyways, so those are in the pile here as I get the time. But the last bit of stuff, this project here is about to get underway for the construction side. I've got my buck converters to be able to convert the track voltage to run the motor, the little motor that will power the wheels, the train wheels. So it's getting close. I think I've got everything I need. I received the mini batteries as well, so that I can charge the batteries off the train track and then be able to just hit the switch and have it run around without the train track even being on. So those projects are just about ready to launch. But the last piece I wanted to talk about is adding car weight. Actually, there's two pieces. So I've seen lots of suspension ideas using little bits of spring steel, and I found online a bunch of pullback toys that have good springs in them, as well as gears and some miscellaneous bits that I can steal out of them to build different things. It was probably 10 pullback cars for like $4. So they were like 40 cents a piece or something. It was pretty reasonable. I thought you got a chintzy pullback car, but the pieces you can use from them, I thought were worth the extra little bit of outlay. So I picked up those, and I've been playing around with that. And then last but not least, Dr. Dodge recommended and has been doing some videos with Woods metal, which is a lead bismuth composite metal with a couple of other items thrown in depending upon what you buy. This one's marked 203, so this one melts at 203 degrees, which is pretty low. It's soldering iron temperature. And that right there is a pound. So you melt off what you need, and then you can use it to fill chassis and bits and pieces there and add weight inconspicuously to your builds. And I thought that was a great idea. Some folks have poo-pooed that idea, but in my mind, everything you can do, every item you try, every project you do, if you include something new in it, you're always growing and you're always expanding your knowledge base. And you may decide, yeah, that doesn't really work for me, but without actually trying it for yourself, I don't think you can learn. I don't think you learn as well. This one is actually even lower temperature, it's 158 degree, and it's a pound. It's a nice weight, and it's even lower temperature. So I expect no troubles getting this to melt and then filling in chassis. And it's such a low temperature, you should be able to melt it directly into a plastic chassis and not have it melt the chassis out. So we'll see. I'm gonna play around with that. If I need to make a form or something, I'll go ahead and do that. But that's Woods Metal. I got it from a company called, let's see, is there anything else? Nope, I think that's it for today. Appreciate you hanging with me, chatting about projects, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.